Just recently, as I entered the lift at Plaza Singapura, I saw this teenager hammering away at the lift button, and I soon realized that he was trying to close the lift door as fast as he could, just because he had heard some footsteps approaching that lift. Then I questioned myself, have the efforts to make Singaporeans been successful? Well, the answer is partly yes and partly no. A global courtesy test by the Reader's Digest found that out of 35 countries, Singapore was amongst the 6 most discourteous countries. And from this survey result, as well as the opening example, one would jump to the conclusion that the efforts to make Singaporeans more courteous have come to naught. However, before taking this as failure on our part, let's put things into perspective and ascertain if some degree of success has been attained. Allow me to start with the definition of courtesy. Courtesy is defined as the display of excellent social conduct, or simply polite behavior. Now, Singapore started its National Courtesy Campaign in the year 1979. The themes have been evolving over the past 28 years, from being friendlier towards tourists, then to being good neighbours, and on to using our handphones more courteously. And these campaigns have used multi-channels, such as TV commercials, sitcoms, as well as school activities to reach out to Singaporeans. Now, some of you may recall the lion mascot called Singa, which were used in these campaigns, and they would bring back fond memories. Over and above these campaigns, legislations were put into place. One fine example would be the fines on indiscriminate spitting in public. But have these efforts, the campaigns as well as the legislation, translated into more courteous Singaporeans? I'll answer this based on my personal experiences. Let's talk about spitting first. Before the 1980s, what I heard from my friends and family members was that courtesy was hard to come by. The hapatuis were rampant, a term coined by my Auntie Jen. A hapatui is more affectionately known as a hapatui. Recently, while my uncle was overseas, he just left the hotel, and he was dressed in casual attire. He was walking along the pavement, he heard a hapatui, thought it was harmless, and before he knew it, he had spit dribbling down his legs. Yes, he was so unfortunate to have been wearing shorts that day. A tragic event. Here's another interesting find. Most of the Asian countries were in the bottom half of the rankings done by the Reader's Digest survey, implying that Asians are ruder as compared to their Western counterparts. Using Maslow's theory of the hierarchy of needs, it suggests that human beings first seek to satisfy basic needs and then seek to progressively seek to attain higher level needs. Now, though not specifically mentioned in Maslow's theory of the hierarchy of needs, wanting to become courteous is a higher level need. So I'm suggesting that a country requires to have a certain level of economic development so that it's able to attain a basic need for its citizens before wanting and eventually becoming a more courteous society. The second factor affecting courtesy would be the social norms. After a meal bought by your Japanese friends, a hearty belch would express your appreciation. It's courteous. However, in the West, a resounding belch would probably mean you've just been struck off your hostmate's guest list. And finally, the third factor affecting courtesy, culture. A country's underlying culture can affect how courteous its citizens are. The me-first mentality of the prevailing Singapore culture is well known. It is this factor of putting oneself over others which is the main reason holding us back from becoming a courteous nation. Think of the last time you were discourteous and ask yourself, why was I discourteous? The answer probably boils down to this aspect of our culture, the me-first mentality. Here are some self-centered reasons for why one would be discourteous. I am discourteous because I don't want to lose face. I don't feel appreciated for my deeds and I'm the only one doing it. So why should I be courteous? Most of us subscribe to the school of thought that the moral man, or in this case, the courteous individual, is the ultimate loser of society. Since it is the me-first mentality which is the problem, why not turn it around so as to attain a high standard of courtesy? If I wanted you to remember one thing from my speech, let this be it. Let me first be courteous. Let the change start with me first. So let me first be the one to smile. Let me first say thank you. Let me first be the one to say sorry when I'm in the wrong. And let me first be courteous. Thank you.